National Electrical Code Section 210.11c2 and 210.52f address requirements for laundry circuits in dwelling units. The code mandates a dedicated laundry circuit, meaning it serves only laundry equipment. The statement that the circuit shall have no other outlets often leads to a misunderstanding. The code does not require all outlets within the laundry room to be exclusively in the dedicated laundry circuit. Instead, the rule applies specifically to the branch circuit intended to supply power to the laundry equipment, such as a washing machine or dryer. Other general-purpose outlets in the laundry room can be connected to different branch circuits that also serve other areas of the dwelling. To elaborate further, consider the typical electrical setup in a laundry room. You'll usually find at least one receptacle intended for the washing machine. This receptacle must be supplied by the dedicated 20-amp laundry circuit as mandated by Section 210.11c2. This circuit should not serve any other outlets outside of the laundry room or any other appliances within the laundry room other than the laundry equipment. Now, imagine that the laundry room also has additional receptacles, perhaps for ironing or for plugging in small appliances. These additional receptacles do not need to be connected to the dedicated laundry circuit. They can be connected to a general-purpose 15-amp or 20-amp circuit that also supplies power to other rooms in the house. The key distinction is that the dedicated laundry circuit is exclusively for laundry equipment, while other outlets in the laundry room can be on different, general-purpose circuits. This approach provides flexibility in electrical design, allowing for sufficient power distribution throughout the dwelling. It is important to ensure that all electrical work complies with the National Electrical Code and local regulations. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical wiring, consult a qualified electrician. For example, let's say you are designing the electrical layout for a new home. You have a laundry room that will contain a washing machine, a dryer, and an ironing board. According to Section 210.11c2, the washing machine must be supplied by a dedicated 20-amp laundry circuit. This circuit will only serve the receptacle for the washing machine. You can then install additional receptacles in the laundry room for the dryer and ironing board. These outlets can be connected to a separate 15-amp or 20-amp general-purpose circuit that also serves other areas of the house. This setup meets the requirements of the National Electrical Code while providing sufficient power for all appliances in the laundry room. Furthermore, the code provides specific guidelines for the placement of receptacles in laundry rooms. Section 210.52f states that at least one receptacle outlet shall be installed in each laundry area. This ensures that there is a convenient power source for laundry equipment. The receptacle must be located within a certain distance of the intended location of the washing machine. Again, it's important to remember that this requirement applies to at least one receptacle, but it doesn't preclude the installation of additional receptacles on separate circuits. When planning the electrical layout, consider the anticipated usage of the laundry room. If you expect to use multiple appliances simultaneously, such as a washing machine, dryer, and iron, you may want to install multiple general-purpose circuits to avoid overloading any single circuit. Overloading a circuit can lead to trip breakers, which can be inconvenient and potentially dangerous. In addition to the requirements for dedicated laundry circuits and receptacle placement, the National Electrical Code also addresses other safety concerns related to electrical wiring in laundry rooms. For example, ground fault circuit interrupter protection is often required for receptacles located near water sources. A ground fault circuit interrupter is a device that detects small electrical leaks and quickly cuts off power to the circuit, preventing an electrical shock. Ground fault circuit interrupter protection is typically required for receptacles within 6 feet of a sink or other water source. This requirement helps to protect against electrical hazards in damp or wet environment. Moreover, the National Electrical Code specifies requirements for the type and size of wiring used in laundry circuits. The wiring must be properly sized to handle the anticipated load of the laundry equipment. Using undersized wiring can lead to overheating and potentially cause a fire. It is important to consult the National Electrical Code and local regulations to determine the appropriate wire size for your specific application. Typically, a 20-amp laundry circuit will require 12 American wire gauge copper wire. This wire size is capable of safely carrying the maximum current that the circuit is designed to handle. When installing electrical wiring, it is important to follow all applicable safety precautions. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use insulated tools to prevent electrical shock. And if you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Electrical work can be dangerous if not performed correctly. In summary, the National Electrical Code requires a dedicated laundry circuit for laundry equipment, but it does not require all outlets in the laundry room to be on that circuit. Other outlets in the laundry room can be connected to general-purpose circuits that also serve other areas of the dwelling. The code also specifies requirements for receptacle placement, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, and wiring size. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your laundry room is safely and properly wired. When considering the installation of a new laundry circuit, it is essential to understand the specific requirements outlined in the National Electrical Code. The dedicated laundry circuit, as previously mentioned, is intended solely for the laundry equipment. It should be a 20-amp circuit supplied with 12 American wire gauge copper wire and should not serve any other outlets or appliances. This requirement is in place to ensure that the laundry equipment has sufficient power and to prevent overloading the circuit. It is important to note that the dedicated laundry circuit should be clearly labeled in the electrical panel. This will help to identify the circuit and prevent accidental overloading. The labeling should indicate that the circuit is specifically for the laundry equipment and should include the amperage rating of the circuit. When installing additional receptacles in the laundry room, it is important to consider their intended use. If the receptacles will be used for high-power appliances, such as an ironer or a steamer, it may be necessary to install a separate circuit to supply these appliances. This will help to prevent overloading the general-purpose circuits and ensure that all appliances have sufficient power. In addition to the electrical requirements, it is also important to consider the physical layout of the laundry room. The receptacles should be located in convenient locations that are easily accessible. They should also be located away from water sources to prevent electrical hazards. It is also important to ensure that the receptacles are properly grounded. Grounding helps to protect against electrical shock and ensures that the electrical system is functioning properly. The grounding wire should be connected to a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe. When installing electrical wiring in a laundry room, it is important to use the correct type of wiring. Non-metallic sheathed cable, also known as Romex, is commonly used for residential wiring. However, it is important to choose the correct size and type of Romex for the specific application. For a 20-amp laundry circuit, 12 American wire gauge Romex is typically required. It is also important to ensure that the Romex is properly secured and protected from damage. The Romex should be stapled to the framing members every few feet and should be protected from physical damage by conduit or other means. When making electrical connections, it is important to use the correct type of connectors. Wire connectors, such as wire nuts, are used to join wires together. The wire connectors should be properly sized for the wires being connected and should be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. It is also important to ensure that the wire connectors are properly tightened. Loose wire connections can lead to overheating and potentially cause a fire. When installing electrical devices such as receptacles and switches, it is important to use the correct type of devices. Receptacles and switches are rated for specific voltage and amperage levels. It is important to choose devices that are rated for the voltage and amperage of the circuit they will be connected to. It is also important to ensure that the devices are properly installed. The devices should be securely mounted in the electrical box and the wiring should be properly connected. When working with electricity, it is important to take safety precautions. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use insulated tools to prevent electrical shock. Wear safety glasses to protect your eyes from debris. And if you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the job. Electrical work can be dangerous if not performed correctly. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your laundry room is safely and properly wired. Remember to consult the National Electrical Code and local regulations for specific requirements. And if you have any questions, consult a qualified electrician. In addition to the previous points, consider the requirements for arc fault circuit interrupter protection. Arc fault circuit interrupters are designed to detect dangerous electrical arcs, which can be a leading cause of electrical fires. The National Electrical Code requires arc fault circuit interrupter protection for many circuits in dwelling units, including laundry circuits. An arc fault circuit interrupter will trip and cut off power to the circuit if it detects an electrical arc. This can help to prevent electrical fires and protect your home and family. Arc fault circuit interrupters are typically installed in the electrical panel and are relatively easy to install. However, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully to ensure that they are installed correctly. When choosing an arc fault circuit interrupter, it is important to select one that is compatible with your electrical system. Arc fault circuit interrupters are available in different types and sizes. It is important to choose one that is rated for the voltage and amperage of the circuit it will be protecting. It is also important to consider the specific requirements of your local electrical code. Some jurisdictions may have additional requirements for arc fault circuit interrupter protection. In addition to arc fault circuit interrupters, it is also important to consider the use of surge protectors. Surge protectors are designed to protect electronic equipment from voltage surges. Voltage surges can damage electronic equipment and can even cause fires. Surge protectors work by diverting excess voltage away from the electronic equipment and into the grounding system. Surge protectors are available in different types and sizes. It is important to choose one that is rated for the voltage and amperage of the circuit it will be protecting. It is also important to consider the specific requirements of your local electrical code. Some jurisdictions may have additional requirements for surge protection. When installing surge protectors, it is important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Surge protectors should be installed in a location that is easily accessible. They should also be protected from physical damage. It is also important to test the surge protectors periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. If a surge protector fails, it should be replaced immediately. In summary, the National Electrical Code provides specific requirements for laundry circuits, including dedicated circuits, receptacle placement, ground fault circuit interrupter protection, arc fault circuit interrupter protection, and surge protection. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your laundry room is safely and properly wired. Remember to consult the National Electrical Code and local regulations for specific requirements. And if you have any questions, consult a qualified electrician. The goal is to ensure a safe and functional electrical system in the laundry area.